Hello and welcome to my channel. My name is Judy Fitzgerald and I am the president and founder of FitzyPub for Prevention. Since my breast cancer diagnosis 10 years ago, I have been fundraising, supporting, and even lobbying Congress for the research funds to eradicate the diseases of breast and ovarian cancers by primary prevention. My mission is to ensure that my granddaughters and yours will never have to face either of these devastating diseases. It is my pleasure to sponsor FitzyPub Trivia. All funds raised through my organization go 100% to fund the prevention research projects at the Cleveland Clinic. As Dr. Tui says, prevention is the cure. True primary prevention means that disease never gets a chance to start. I presently serve as a consumer advocate with a vaccine trial under the direction of Dr. Tui to target triple-negative breast cancer, the most lethal form of the disease. The phase 1 clinical trial is being funded by a federal grant. But that's not enough. The funds that I raise are to support Dr. Tui's lab, as these costs are not supported by the vaccine grant. So now that we know each other, let's get started. Since the COVID shutdown began in March, I have been creating weekly trivia quizzes for my family. Now I'm offering them to you on my channel. Please let me know what you think by liking my post or subscribing to my channel. So gather your friends around, either virtually or in small groups at home, and enter Fitzy's Pub. I've always wanted to own a pub, and virtual is as good as anything. So grab a cocktail and a seat at the bar, get a pen and paper, and get ready to start our quiz. And remember, when you grab a pint, the first round is always on me. Thank you. Welcome to Trivia Night. Proudly sponsored by Sisters for Prevention. Welcome back. I hope you've been enjoying our other quizzes. If you have, in future you can fast forward through the first couple of slides. I have not figured out how to make that an option, but anyway, you also can do it easily that way. So here we are again. I'm going to take you again over to Temple Bar with our imagination, and unfortunately, I heard this morning that Ireland is getting pretty badly hit by COVID, so our hearts and prayers go out to them as they stay with us, and let's just imagine that there is no COVID for the moment. So, just to remind you, though, it is important that we know that federal grants for cancer research are not sufficient to conduct primary prevention clinical trials. Philanthropic monies are essential to keep the researchers' labs supplied and staffed. Cancer can be prevented, but presently the primary focus is still on treatment. Please help us to reach our goal of the primary prevention of women's cancers, so no treatment will ever be necessary. Thank you and enjoy the quiz. And a reminder that this is our website where you may donate if you would like to. $1 is something that, when added up, it can mean a lot. And for more information on breast cancer and breast cancer prevention, and also survivor strategies, if you know someone that's been recently diagnosed, there's a lot of helpful things on our website at sistersforprevention.com. So let's go to my pub again. Everyone's in there having a good time, and we're imagining that we've got a pint in front of us and pen and paper, and we're ready to go with the quiz. And here's the gang. We'll give you a really short sample of the music that they've got going on here as last time. Okay, time for the quiz.
So just to refresh your memory, or if you've never played before, here are the rules. The game will have 4 rounds with 5 questions in each round. Players are allowed to assign the following points: 2, 4, 6, 8, and 10 to questions once per round. Each point value can only be used once in that round. You would assign these points at the end of the round. For example, you would assign 10 points to the question you are most sure of, 8 points to the next, and so on. You would assign 2 points to the question you are most unsure of. We'll correct the answers for each round at the end of each round. In the bonus round, you may wager from 1 to 25 points on the bonus question. These points will be added or subtracted accordingly, whether the answer is correct or not. If you choose not to answer the bonus question at all and to pass, you'll automatically get it wrong for 1 point. The main objective is to have fun and get smart, and we'll also report team scores at the end of each round, so if you're playing with other teams, you'll have a pretty good idea of what to wager in the bonus round. If you're playing against yourself, as we've been doing, just keep score from week to week and see if you can beat yourself. That also works. Okay, so last week we went through the 40s, 50s, 60s, and 70s. So now we're going to do a similar thing with the 80s. One of the most memorable, or I guess the one I enjoyed, commercials from the 80s was "The best part of waking up is Folgers in your cup." As a coffee lover, that was what I remember a lot. So, which of these historical figures is not named in Billy Joel's "We Didn't Start the Fire"? Harry Truman, Liberace, Jackie Kennedy, or Sugar Ray Robinson? Which of these historical figures is not named in Billy Joel's "We Didn't Start the Fire"? Truman, Liberace, Jackie Kennedy, or Sugar Ray Robinson? Who was the actress that made waves in 1984's Splash? Sorry, this is not multiple choice. Who was the actress that made waves in 1984's Splash? What was Tom Cruise's call sign in the movie Top Gun? What was Tom Cruise's call sign in the movie Top Gun? It was the movie when he was in with Kelly McGillis. Do you remember? And each of the pilots had a call sign. What MLB slugger is the only player to win the National League's Most Valuable Player award 3 times during the 1980s? Mike Schmidt, Mark McGwire, Dale Murphy, or Dave Kingman? What MLB slugger is the only player to win the National League's Most Valuable Player award 3 times during the 1980s? Mike Schmidt, Mark McGwire, Dale Murphy, or Dave Kingman? Microsoft Windows operating system Windows 1.0 was released in what year? 1984, 1986, 1985, or 1988? Microsoft Windows operating system Windows 1.0 was released in what year? 1984, 1986, 1985, or 1988? Okay, we're at the end of round 1, so we'll give you a 1-minute break to talk with your team. You're going to finalize your answers to the questions, and you're going to assign the points, either 2, 4, 6, 8, or 10, to the questions, and we'll give you a minute to do that. So, which of these historical figures is not named in Billy Joel's We Didn't Start the Fire? And here were your choices. And the correct answer is Jackie Kennedy. Who was the actress that made waves in 1984's Splash? You didn't have any choices, but the answer is Daryl Hannah. Daryl Hannah. What was Tom Cruise's call sign in the movie Top Gun? It was Maverick. Maverick. Great movie, by the way. And the MLB Slugger, who was the only player to win the National League's Most Valuable Player Award 3 times during the 80s. These were your choices. And the answer was Mike Schmidt. Mike Schmidt. And Microsoft Windows operating system, Windows 1.0, was released in what year? 1984, 1986, 1985, or 1988? And the answer was 1985. Okay, that brings us to the end of correcting round 1. So now is a good time, if you're playing against another team, to report your scores. And continuing with our theme, we're going to go now to the 90s. The theme is Technology Breeds Nostalgia Boom. These were all launched in the 90s, but which came first? eBay, Google, Amazon, or Yahoo? These were all launched in the 90s, but which came first? eBay, Google, Amazon, or Yahoo? Which actress was married to tennis star Andre Agassi from 1997 to 1999? Not a multiple choice. Which actress was married to tennis star Andre Agassi from 1997 to 1999? Who was named the first female Secretary of State in 1997? Who was named the first female Secretary of State in 1997? What was the full name of Leonardo DiCaprio's character in Titanic? What was the full name of Leonardo DiCaprio's character in Titanic? What video streaming company started in August 1997 and would prove to be fatal to the blockbuster video franchise? They actually offered to buy out Blockbuster and they were turned down. Bad mistake on Blockbuster's part. What video streaming company started in August 1997 and would prove to be fatal to the Blockbuster video franchise? And it's time for your 1-minute break. You're going to pause to assign points and finalize your team answers. And here goes your break. And time is up. Let's go. These were all launched in the 90s, but which one came first? These were your choices. And the correct answer was Amazon. Boy, Amazon is going strong now with COVID, but Amazon was the first. Which actress was married to tennis star Andre Agassi from 1997 to 1999? And she was Brooke Shields. Brooke Shields. Who was named the first female Secretary of State in 1997? It was in fact Madeleine Albright. Madeleine Albright. Had a few since then. What was the full name of Leonardo DiCaprio's character in Titanic? It was Jack Dawson. Jack Dawson, one of the biggest grossing movies of all times. I could watch it over and over again, except the end part. What video streaming company started in August 1997 and would prove to be fatal to the Blockbuster video franchise? It was Netflix. Netflix. They offered to buy out Blockbuster and they turned them down. And boy, were they sorry. But that was a great sort of tradition we had on Fridays after school. We'd pick up a pizza and a Blockbuster movie and have family night. Doesn't seem like that long ago, but it was. Okay. Halftime. So now you can stretch, perhaps take a bathroom break, refresh your drink, and we're going to give you a minute to do that. 10 seconds. Time is up. Back to the quiz. Round 3, the new millennium. Which Disney princess made history in 2009 as the first African American princess? Ariel, Tiana, Elsa, or Rapunzel? What Disney princess made history in 2009 as the first African American princess? Ariel, Tiana, Elsa, or Rapunzel? Thank goodness for grandchildren, we learn these things. Have you ever wanted to have pizza in space? A few lucky astronauts got the experience, which adored pizza place delivered pizza to the International Space Station in 2001 at a cost of $1 million. Wow. Was it Domino's, Papa John's, Pizza Hut, or Little Caesars? A few lucky astronauts got the experience of having pizza delivered to the International Space Station in 2001 at a cost of $1 million. Who provided the pizza? Was it Domino's, Papa John's, Pizza Hut, or Little Caesars? What year did the first Hunger Games come out in its film adaptation from the 2008 book of the same name? What year did the first Hunger Games come out in its film adaptation from the 2008 book of the same name? 2014, 2009, 2011, and 2013. 2014, 2009, 2011, or 2013, with the famous line, "And may the odds be ever in your favor." Broadway. What political figure does not appear in the Broadway musical Hamilton? George Washington, John Adams, James Madison, or James Monroe? What political figure does not appear in the Broadway musical Hamilton? George Washington, John Adams, James Madison, or James Monroe? Apparently Hamilton and this person did not get along very well. In which American state did the 2002 Winter Olympics take place? Montana, Washington, Utah, or Wisconsin? In which American state did the 2002 Winter Olympics take place? Montana, Washington, Utah, or Wisconsin? And it's time again to discuss your answers with your team members and assign your points. And may the odds be always in your favor. seconds. Here we go. Time's up. Which Disney princess made history in 2009 as the first African American princess? And these were your choices. And the correct answer is Tiana. Tiana. Who provided pizza to the International Space Station at a cost of $1 million in 2001? These were your choices. And the correct answer, Pizza Hut. Must be making a lot of money in pizza to be able to do that. What year did the first Hunger Games movie come out in the adaptation of the 2008 book of the same name? These were your choices. And the answer was 2011. And the play Hamilton. What political figure does not appear in the Broadway musical Hamilton? We were treated to this as a birthday gift from my younger son. It was amazing. And the answer was, he and John Adams did not see eye to eye. So John Adams is not in the musical. And in which state was the 2002 Winter Olympics? These were your choices. And the answer was Salt Lake City, Utah. Salt Lake City, Utah. And we are now going to go into our last decade in the quiz. Add up your scores. You can report how you're doing so far to other teams if you're playing with them. And we're in our final round. According to an AARP survey in September 2020, what was among the top 4 scarcest items in the grocery stores? The top 4 scarcest items. Was it rice, soft drinks, bread, or flour? Now think about AARP survey, who they're surveying. Which were the top 4 scarcest items? Actually, last month in September. Rice, soft drinks, bread, or flour? The 1918 influenza pandemic was the most severe pandemic in recent history until now. It was caused by which of the following viruses? COVID-18, Ebola, H1N1, or the swine flu? The 1918 pandemic was caused by which of the following? COVID-18, Ebola, H1N1, or the swine flu? Washing your hands is considered to be one of the very best defenses you can take to prevent the spread of the virus. It is recommended that you wash your hands for at least how long? 5 seconds, 10 seconds, 20 seconds, or 1 minute. How long should you wash your hands to prevent the spread of the virus? 5 seconds, 10 seconds, 20 seconds, or 1 minute. According to a survey in April 2020, this past April, what was the most popular item sold at the grocery store? Boxed wine, tomatoes, gummy bears, or bottled water? This is not AARP, this is just a general survey in April. What was being bought the most at the start of our sort of lockdown, March we started, but this is now several weeks in. Boxed wine, tomatoes, gummy bears, or bottled water. We all learned how important toilet paper was this year. What is the most common color of toilet paper in France? I actually ordered toilet paper on Amazon. It took 3 months to get here. It came from China and was ridiculously expensive. But anyway, so what color is the most common color of toilet paper in France? Is it white, yellow, pink, or light blue? White, yellow, pink, or light blue, the most common color of toilet paper in France. And we're at the time where you're going to pick your final answers and assign the points to the questions, 2, 4, 6, 8, and 10. And here's your timer. Seconds. Okay, time's up. Let's check our answers. According to AARP survey in September 2020, what was among the top 4 scarcest items in grocery stores? These were your choices. And the answer was soft drinks. Soft drinks. I guess older people drink more soft drinks than younger people do. Younger people have other beverages of choice, I am sure. The 1918 influenza pandemic was caused by which of the following? COVID-18, Ebola, H1N1, or the swine flu, and the correct answer is H1N1. How long should you wash your hands to prevent the spread of the virus? These were your choices, and the correct answer is 20 seconds. 20 seconds. We used to tell the kids at school to sing the ABC song and keep washing their hands until the song was over. And according to a survey that was done in April, what was the most popular item sold at the grocery store? What was purchased the most? And these were your choices. And the answer, probably pretty obvious with the stress we were all suffering, was boxed wine. Although I don't like boxed wine, bottled wine is my choice, but a lot of alcohol was bought in that time frame, and possibly still. And what's the most common color of toilet paper in France? These were your choices. And if you go to France, you will be treated to pink toilet paper. Pink toilet paper. Interesting. Now's the time for you to report your scores to other teams if you are playing with them. If you want to take a look back at your score from last week to see if you're only playing against yourself, See how many points you need to wager to beat last week's score. And the category for the bonus question is commercials. So we'll give you a minute to think about it. 10 seconds. Time's up. Report your wager, and here's your question. Which company made the commercial in the picture below? Was it American Express, Coca-Cola, Unilever, computer company, or Nissan? Which company made the commercial in the picture below? Was it American Express, Coca-Cola, Unilever, or Nissan? And again, you have some time to discuss it. 10 seconds. Okay, time's up. For our final question of the night. Which company made the commercial in the picture below? American Express, Coca-Cola, Unilever, or Nissan? And the correct answer was American Express. So, hope you did well. How'd you do? And I didn't realize how important it was for people to subscribe to my channel for the YouTube purposes. So if you could do that, please, I would greatly appreciate it. Thank you for playing. I hope you'll join us again at our next pub quiz. They're released every Friday. If you can, take a minute and visit our websites. And if you can donate $1 to give.ccf.org, team number 320020, any donation will help. And have a great week and stay safe out there. Bye for now.